Oh yeah. I'm
Ooh.
gonna start it.
Okay.
Start it right now.
Start it.
How do I start it? There it is.
From the creators of the video game podcast Famicom Dojo
They still make that?
and the enthusiastic support of the Nerd and Tie Network
Yeah, do whatever you want.
comes a podcast about the single most important question in human history.
What is the meaning of life?
Will I ever find love?
Can God create a rock so big even Pumpkin Man cannot
How
lift
can
it?
I find fulfillment?
What happens after you
Does this look infected to
Is there
you?
such a thing as karma or fate?
What is true?
Have you guys seen my keys?
What should I be watching on TV? Every episode of Two Boobs Watch the Tube, Vink and his best bra, Sean Orange, take a shallow dive into a current or retro TV show. Will they love it?
I guess.
Will they hate it?
No one.
Will they fight about it?
No one cares.
Did Sean even watch it?
No,
Is Vink still listening as Sean talks about Transformers?
definitely not.
These questions and more will be answered on Two Boobs Watch the Tube.
Aw, yeah. Happy New Year, Vink.
Oh my goodness, yes. It is our first one of the new year. But not the last. Let's make that our
Yes.
resolution. Let's make
Yes.
that our resolution.
Yes.
All right. Wow, we got a fun one today. We got a fun
Oh,
one
do
today.
we? Do we ever?
Maybe a little controversial. We should probably note
We'll
that this is
see.
going to be spoilerific.
Yeah, it's going to be hard
Spoiler-tastic.
to not be spoiled.
We are going to
We're gonna
spoil
talk about
not
everything.
we are to talk about this one. We will be spoiling. Sarah, if you're listening, turn it off. You haven't gotten to this point yet. Okay, you are not allowed to listen to this yet. Okay. Yeah, it's it's gonna be. Yeah, we're gonna spoil not only the current season but all previous seasons. So.
Yep, all of Doctor Who is fair game. All 60 years of it.
Yes, which this is a very long podcast. We will be starting at the beginning. So I've got my William Hartnell box
Oh,
set
very
now.
nice.
So the tribe of Gum, as some people would call an unearthly child, was indeed no.
All right. Before we jump into it, then, Vink, why don't you tell me what
All
you
right,
watch,
fine.
what you really, really watch?
I'll tell you what I watch, what I really, really watch. I've been finally watching at your request, insistence, demand
Yes.
for all mankind.
Years-long insistence. Oh my.
Yes.
Okay.
The first season was very good. It was definitely a slow burn. Like,
Yeah.
it was actually,
It's like the first stage of a rocket.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good analogy, actually, because the first episode was fantastic. Like, the first episode was so interesting and so and then it kind of like needed to kind of figure, like, okay, a lot happened in that first episode. Now let's go back and establish some characters so you care about what's going forward.
Right.
And it covers a lot of ground. Like, the first season starts in what, 68, 69, something.
It
69.
starts in 69 because it's the moon landing.
It's the moon landing.
But
But no,
not the
did
moon
it?
landing
But
that you remember.
did it start earlier though? No, no. The first, it was the day of launch, right? It was the first episode because your first scene is one of the main characters in her office. But anyway, and it goes until like 74.
Yep.
In one season. So
Yep.
So yeah, it covers quite a bit of ground. And then there's going to be a time skip, which I'm at right now. I'm in the 80s right now.
Oh yeah.
On season 2. And it will take me a little while to watch it because I am co-watching it with my parents because we watched the first season together while they were visiting.
Okay.
And so it might take me a little while, but we're going to kind of watch it, talk about it. And you know what? When we do our podcast on it, maybe why don't we do it when I'm in the States? We can have my parents join.
Oh, nice.
Get some multi-generational, because they were there when the true events happened.
Yeah.
See what they feel about this.
I would enjoy that perspective.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's see. I don't know. I wonder if I can get them. I I bet I could. I bet I could get them in on a podcast.
And
Yeah.
even if you
Okay.
can't, I'm sure you could ask them what they think and just replay
Get their feedback at least.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've been watching that. I've been watching Spy Family with the kids. We watched the Disney movie Wish. That's not a TV program, but
Okay.
they enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a little bit generic, but the thing is, like, it was kind of also refreshingly generic. Does that make sense? Like, it was, everyone's like, oh, this is very cliched, but like in a way, it was like, oh, okay, you know, it was fine, and it was very fun to see at the big screen. I haven't seen a Disney movie on the big screen for quite a while, so
Okay.
it was nice. It's not my favorite Disney movie. It's probably not even in the top 10, but it's not as bad as some people were claiming it to be.
Okay.
You know,
Why?
it was
I don't know. People's tastes don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I have terrible taste. I'm not sure.
But like I'd take it over another Minions movie any day. So, you know.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, the kids just watched like the titular Minions movie recently.
Oh yeah. Oh, kids love them Minions. I very much enjoyed them at first, but I feel like it's a little, they've oversaturated the Minion market. But
yeah, that's probably true.
But anyway.
Probably true.
How about you? What you been watching?
Well, you mentioned For All Mankind, and season 4 just wrapped up a couple weeks ago. So that's taking place in the early 2000s.
Okay.
It's so I guess the best way.
Music by Smash Mouth.
Well, be surprised.
Okay. Yeah.
The way this show has been progressing, right? Like
Yeah.
we have that first season, and like the second season is probably more like where we would hope that the space program would be right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then like by like 3 and 4, it's getting like beyond where
It's going-
it is now, even though it's in the past.
Going
And so-
sci-fi. Yeah.
Like there were things in season 3 that bugged me because they were ascientific, but they were good story,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
I guess. There are definitely themes that develop about how Ron Moore feels about politics or politicians specifically, and the ability to get things done. They introduce basically an Elon Musk surrogate to the story.
Okay.
More like the way people wish he would be.
Okay. Yeah.
That kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I can't say a lot without spoiling your journey.
Yeah.
But suffice to say that they're definitely building towards something, and they have a plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Because I'm a little down in the dumps now because I heard about I've heard the news that Smidgedoon season 3 is not on the way.
And that's even worse because they wrote the whole
it,
season in 25 songs.
Part of me, part of me was surprised we ever got a season 2. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because
I
it's
hear
such a strange concept, and it's like, and it looked like it cost so much money, and they had so many big name actors, and season 2 just went even farther, but it never really seemed to get the like feedback reception that it deserved. So I'm like, so I was already kind of not anticipating a season 2. So I kind of wish I didn't know that they were planning to have a season 3 and that they wrote the songs, because that's just tragic. Like, if it was after season 2 and it got canceled and everyone went their separate ways, it would be like, that makes sense. But this just, and then you got to wonder, like, would you want them to record a soundtrack to a series that never happened? Because that's a possibility, but they'd never be able to do it with the name actors. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if they did it, it would have to be like, like contract workers or whatever, just because without the show to back it up, there's no money.
And then why even do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
then why even do it?
The way I found out about it was on Threads, and some just random person said that, like, some low budget streaming show you never heard of that has like 5,000 famous guest stars got canceled today, and I'm like, oh, Schmigadoon's canceled.
Yep.
Dang it. So angry. And So there's that. Loki season 2 wrapped up. I might have mentioned that last time. I don't remember.
Yep.
Upload season 3 has come and gone.
Yes.
Scott Pilgrim takes off. Our
I still
friend
have to finish that.
Celeste
I have to
would
finish that,
love
yeah.
to come and
Yeah.
chat
Okay.
about
Yep.
it with
I
us,
know.
so.
I know. We will make that happen. We will make that happen.
Okay.
Because Celeste is best.
Celeste is best.
Yes.
There's been a lot of TV, and I've had to kind of back off for a bit because I can't take it anymore. I've been slowly going my way through What If season 2 on Disney Plus, and it got released like on a daily schedule. I'm still watching it weekly because I can't. I need a break from TV for a bit, except for Doctor Who.
Ah, yes.
I was hungry for this.
Oh my goodness. I didn't I thought that I was full, but no, I was not. Because
Boy.
we'll go into this in just a second. Let's just say hello to some people who've popped up to say hello, all who have joined the chat. And if you're listening to this, and later, and you're not live right now, please note that we do have a live stream. So if you have time, it's a lot of fun. All right. So yeah, Doctor Who. I'm gonna say I was getting a little bit burnt out on Who.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think I was watching too much at the same time. You know what I mean? I was watching basically a couple episodes a week, and I very much enjoyed my rewatch through of old episodes and my new watch through. And I'm gonna say, like, Peter Capaldi just turned out to be like just so good. His first season was a little like, okay, he's grumpy, I got it, you know. And then his second season near the end, like, I mean, oh my goodness, Heaven Sent.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
that's some.
Didn't see that coming.
That's not even just some of the best Doctor Who I've ever seen. It's some of the best television I've ever seen. It was so good.
So good.
And then the whole last season, almost every season of Doctor Who is kind of like hit or miss, but that season just seemed to be like banger after banger after banger. Even the worst of the season was not that bad. Like the one where the kids are in the haunted house,
Yeah.
and there's the tree monster, whatever. But even that, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as the other ones. Like, that's how good that season was.
The last couple of Capaldi ones that involved forests were not my favorites. Let's just say.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I knew what was coming because I have been on the internet. Have you heard of this?
I've been there. It was a mistake, I hear.
Yes, it was definitely a mistake. And I went on this thing called I think it was Twitter. I think it was called. I think right now we only identify websites by letters. So that the general consensus was this is the worst thing that has ever befallen humanity and mankind, that seasons 11 through 13 were even conceived of being made. Like the hate and vitriol was ridiculous. And sometimes when people hate something so much, it makes me want to like it more. You know what I mean? Like, but so anyway, I wanted to go in with an open mind though, because I was very excited. First female doctor. And my daughter, of course, who's been watching it with me, she was so happy when she saw that the next doctor was going to be female and kind of quirky and kind of cool, and saw went into it with as open a mind as possible. And it is definitely not as bad as people say it is.
Yeah, absolutely not.
It is definitely not as bad. There's a lot to like, and I'm enjoying it, but at the same time, it definitely hitting the highs of season 10. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and maybe because I watched them right after one another, it seems very obvious. Like if I had let the year go by, like a lot of people did, and it came back fresh or whatever. And since the episodes don't connect as well, they're all kind of standalone, and it doesn't seem to really be building to anything.
Right.
And like the companions just don't feel established. Like you know, I think the best companion of the new one is Graham, the old guy, because he's the only one who seems to really have anything. I mean, yeah, there's the plot of like, there's the plot of his like adopted grandkid, not adopted, but like by marriage grandkid finally calling him granddad, and it seems like a big thing, but like it, you know, it's like, okay, there's the first time you've shown characterization, and like the disability when the writer remembers it.
Oh, because he's got a
something. I don't. It's not established, but like sometimes he's like, "Oh no, a ladder! I can't go up a ladder." But then in the next episode, he's like running all around, and I'm like, "Wait, didn't you?" Because I'm all for introducing a character trait that is a differently abled character. I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. And, you know, especially for people who suffer from those things, to be able to see themselves reflected through a character, but you have to be consistent, you know?
Right.
I just, it seemed, I don't know. And then there's Yaz, which I know is the only one who's going to stay through Jody's complete run.
Right.
But she's the least interesting character in the show.
Oh.
Except for the episode that focused on her,
right?
Demons of Punjab, which was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. But I thought, did I enjoy it because it was a great episode of Doctor Who, or did I like it because it was a really unique story? Like, it's like everybody loves the first appearance of the angels in Doctor Who. You know, Blink. But the Doctor's barely in it and wouldn't actually be necessary for the story. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And like, in a way, like, I was thinking, like, I felt like the parts of the story I liked the least were the parts that involved the Doctor. You know what I mean? Like, it was a good story. It was an interesting story. Same with the Rosa Parks episode. Great episode. I very much enjoyed it. But it was like, we need to add a sci-fi villain here. How about space racist? It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
I forgot about that, actually.
So
forgot.
I think it would have been better if, like, it was like in the time stream there was something where she was going to be killed or whatever, like by a natural occurrence, and they found out, you know, and they reset the timeline or whatever. I don't think we needed space Nazi, you know, or like, it just seemed, you know. And then there's like, they introduce a new villain in her first episode, the woman who fell to Earth, who I didn't even remember. And then in the last episode, they brought the villain back, and I'm like, who's this? They seem to know each other. Oh, it's that unmemorable villain from the first episode. I still don't care. You know, it was just, you know. And usually for your finale episode for the end of a season, it's some like, and I mean, I like that the stakes are lower. I do. Like, one of the problems with like this whole Stephen Moffat era was, they kept raising the stakes. Okay, it's the end of the world. No. It's the end of the universe. It's the end of time itself. We'll erase all the old universes. You know, it's like, you know, and then where do you go from there? You can't really.
Right.
But at the same time, the stakes seemed so low that it's like, okay.
Oh, man. Well, I guess for better or worse, then, it's good that we had a reset button, although I'm not sure how I feel still, even after having watched the specials.
Yep.
This specific reset button, because we got Russell T Davies back as a showrunner. We've got David Tennant back as the Doctor, but not the 10th Doctor, as a new 14th Doctor.
Yes.
like a Mayfly doctor. I know that they've mentioned, I think it was Moffat's thing.
Yes.
Like, wouldn't it be neat if they had something like that? And that's how the John Hurt War Doctor came about.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
But so I liked it because there was some precedent from the 50th anniversary about revisiting old faces, so no problem there.
Sure.
It probably in the real world had to do with Ncuti Gatwa's
commitments to previous shows.
Yeah, like he was in Barbie, he was in Sex Education. Like he was busy. So rather than have nothing for the 60th anniversary or passing him over as the next Doctor, they did this.
I hope
okay
that's
with
it.
that.
I hope that's it. But there's another part of me that felt a little bit that it might have been damage control.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like Jody's era dropped Doctor Who's ratings to an all-time low. That like the last episodes were getting barely 3 million people from like, you know, David Tennant, Matt Smith when they were getting 10 million an episode. You know, it was at its lowest point, and I think there wasn't a ton of confidence when they announced Ncuti at first because he'd played a teenage character or whatever. It's the same with when Matt Smith was first announced. You know what I mean? And I think they were like, you know, if we make the new Doctor Who, is anybody gonna be around for it? You know what I mean? I think it was a way of like bringing the old fans back into the show. And again, it's pessimistic if they did it for that reason, but it worked because we'll get to it. But I think that was a great. I think if Jody would have just, you know, done her regeneration right into Ncuti and they ended it, and then it's a 1 year gap, I think a lot of people would have, you know, been like, okay.
Yeah, so there are so many factors to this, right? Like there is the fact that like even during her era there are a ton of gaps. You're not going to experience them. But like, you know, there was a ton of time between when she got announced and when her first series happened. Then they took a year off. For reasons, and then the second series happened, and then COVID, and then the Flux, and then it was like there was the one, I think the Power of the Doctor special for like almost a year later, and then another year goes by before we get these 60th anniversary and Christmas specials. And so you have like the knowledge that that's terrible for the show.
Yes,
they have been working ahead of time. Like they're filming season 2 now, and season 1 hasn't aired yet.
That's right.
Some rumors are breaking about actors I don't want to repeat right now.
I'd like to wait for a little bit of confirmation on that one, but
So suffice to say, it's not surprising because they're filming so far ahead.
Like part of me likes that because that means it's definitely coming. Do you know what I mean? Like because right now, like especially during Jody's era with the ratings, it was a little touch and go whether there would be another season. So knowing that they're filming 2 seasons and a Christmas special in advance is very reassuring. But also, it feels like a return to Christopher Eccleston, where after his first episode aired, we found out he wasn't returning.
Right.
And like, so then you're like, you kind of don't care as much because you're like, okay, he's on his way out anyway. You know, like it. I feel like
there are people who are just going to be down on Doctor Who are fans no matter what happens. Like it's just been like that since 2005. I don't expect it to ever stop.
But like, okay, well, the rumor is, of course, that the new companion is already, you know, basically done filming, just putting in a couple pickups, and won't be the main companion during the second revival season. Sorry, new Doctor Who.
Right. And that's the other aspect of this is that it's not just BBC anymore, and actually I don't think that Russell T Davies is actually a BBC employee. He's got his own production company working on this.
Bad Wolf.
And
it's called Bad Wolf. It's called Bad Wolf Productions,
And they're partnering with Disney Plus for international
That's right.
release, but also they're funneling money into the production. And you can see,
And it shows.
these
It
specials.
really shows.
Yes, you
Oh my goodness.
can see it. So I guess should we talk about the Star Beast?
Yes, and then at the end, now I want you to think about this while we're doing it. At the end, let's rank them.
All right.
Rank the 4 specials, because that's what YouTubers do these days. You know what I mean? That's like
Yeah.
that. I can't. It's very hard to watch any video about Doctor Who that doesn't have like that tier system thingy in it or ranking. I've been watching a lot of Who culture videos. Anyway,
same. I got
which
into
are
Trek culture
intensely
too, which then
yep.
crossed me over into Who culture. So
they're
that's
good.
how that
They're
happened.
they're good though. They're fun. They're pretty even-handed. I like that because
yeah.
a lot of the Doctor Who videos have since Star Beast came out have been. Yeah, I've had to unsubscribe from a lot of Doctor Who channels. So
yikes!
I'm fine with people not liking it for just not liking it, but like, yeah. Anyway, we'll get into
I
that.
just wanted Sean and Ella to be my friend. They seem cool. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Okay. Right?
Right.
Yeah. There was a part of me when she mentioned that she missed watching like Wild Blue Yonder because she was in the States, and I was like, and she didn't even visit us, and I'm like, wait, I don't even live in the States, and why would she visit us? She doesn't know who I am. I was like, but you watch these people so long, and you're like,
right.
you get kind of invested. Anyway,
like the people who watch us for the last 16 years.
Yeah, we'll visit you.
Yeah.
Mark, I'm going to visit you. Okay. Okay. You hear that, Mark? Okay.
So
anyway, I think he might have left.
we got the Star Beast, which is actually originally a 1980 Doctor Who comic starring the fourth Doctor when he was still the Doctor at the time, and like to the point that they credit the original authors and brought them on set,
which is
to see how they adapted their story. Like there is copyright law in the UK is very different than here. Let's just put that out there.
Now, Beep the Meep is like a cult favorite character. I'd heard of this character. I haven't read the comic, although I have now. Whatever. You can buy it as a downloadable if you're interested. But really, it became like a thing, and then they also Big Finish made an audio that had Beep the Meep in it. So it's that's basically the only appearances. But like a lot of people were just like, I mean, that's like deep lore. That's like,
oh sure.
That's like if the next Star Wars spinoff is going to be set at a dairy that makes blue milk. Like it's a deep cut. You know what I mean? Like it's like about the farmers who raised, and somehow they make it relate to the main story. Like it was
sure.
But anyway, the Star Beast. Okay, first impressions. After the first one, what would you think?
The thing I was looking for the Doctor himself was, is he just 10 rehashed, or is he a continuation of what we've seen for the last 15 years? And as of this episode, I want to say the latter. I mean, they mention it, but they make a big point of him realizing how different he is.
Yeah.
How, like, the things he thinks and the things he feels and the things he says.
Sure.
And they could have easily not done any of that, especially because it's just 3 episodes. Let's just have David Tennant back and have fun and then keep going. But, like, they took great care to advance the character, and to the chagrin of many, continue storylines from Jody Whittaker's era. Which we'll talk more about in the next episode.
That's mostly in the next episode. And even that, like, I don't know. When I was watching The Star Beast, there were hints at it, but I think it was the next episode that really differentiated the two characters.
Yes.
In Star Beast, it really was like, 10th Doctor's back, but like there was moments, but like I think in the second episode,
he would say and do things that were like, oh, Jody would do that. Like he's a good actor. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying. He understood the assignment.
Yeah. Yes. I mean,
Donna,
it helps that he's a real Doctor Who fan. Like, he's been watching it. He know.
Yeah.
I mean,
and of course he's friends with her because they work together on Broadchurch.
That's right. Although, and again, one of the things, and this isn't a criticism, but it helps me to understand it a little bit better. When Chris Chibnall took over for Doctor Who in Jody's era, Jody hadn't watched Doctor Who before, and he actively encouraged her not to. And I think that's a mistake, because he wanted her to make the character her own, which she did, but the scripts included lore. But without having known that, how do you act? You know what I mean? And that's not a cut against Jody. You know what I mean? Absolutely not. But I think that was a misstep. Because when you hire someone like Dave Tennant or Peter Capaldi, they know the character back and front.
Right.
So whether things are doctorish or not. But anyway.
Yeah.
Continuing.
Catherine Tate's back, of course, as Donna Noble. Donna-ing immediately, like they just cut right into it, man. I thought there'd be a build up. Nah, he lands, he runs into Donna. Boom.
Not expecting that. I thought they need, because they start with that dark background,
right.
If this woman ever sees ever notices me again, she will die. Oh, hi, Donna. Whoa. I just love it. He's like, oh, let me help you with those packages. Pulls the box off. It's Donna. Puts it back. I just
epic.
It's so good.
There's a lot to say here about her too, because we mentioned the last time we talked about Doctor Who. Was it even our last episode? It probably was. That she was known as a comedian. She had her own TV show and stuff.
She was on The American Office. Last
what?
season. Yeah, The Office.
The
American version of The Office.
I didn't watch The American Office. That's probably why. I saw parts of it.
You should watch it.
Huh.
You should watch it.
Well, okay, all right. So
new episode.
Dang
I like recommending things I've already seen. Yeah, it helps me.
Right. but she goes into Doctor Who and she has to do some dramatic stuff and not just the comedy bits. Yeah. And she gets so many chances to do that again here, just in this episode, but of course the other ones as well. And so there's no mistaking her acting chops at this point. And so it's like them together. It's like a warm blanket, a nice hug.
It's like
so
coming
good.
home. It brings me back to a simpler time. It's like no time has passed at all.
Yeah.
So and how they react to each other.
Right. These actors are both in their 50s now. They were both in their 30s the last time that they were on this show. Yep. So her comment to the Doctor before she remembers who he is, about how he can wear that suit that's that tight at 35 and no older.
Yep.
It's very meta.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I love that. And Donna's mom was the showstopper for me. Oh, her reaction when she sees him and she's like, "You."
Seeing Sylvia again was so good, and seeing her grow, because she wasn't very nice.
No,
before.
She was very not nice, and she's still sarcastic, but you can really see that she loves her daughter, and that she's trying so hard with her granddaughter. We'll talk about that scene in a moment, but one of the high points for me, I think. Okay, let's keep going. We've got a new character, Donna's daughter, played by what's the actress's name? Jasmine Finney, whatever, as Rose. Which right there is like, wait a minute, can Russell T Davies not think of any other character name? No, that's not. There's a reason for it.
Some of the speculation was so dumb. I know. Did they recast Rose? It's like, no, it's obviously a new character.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I know. I mean, anyway. So it's of course also Doctor Who's first main cast trans character.
Yes.
And that of course made the internet lose its collective poop, you know.
Well,
And
parts of
aspects
the internet.
yeah. But I thought it was handled very well, you know.
Yes.
That said, I don't know if I like the character or not.
Interesting.
I'm not sure, you know, because I don't know. I feel like a character like, but the thing is, we're going to have some time to grow because it's already confirmed that she will be in the main season. So let's see. It just, I feel like the character came off like sarcastic with the Doctor off the bat without having established the relationship first. Does that make sense?
Sure.
But I guess the same could be said for
her
Donna.
family stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I suppose so. But like, but anyway, but like in general, it was a way to explain the meta crisis for those who are not super. Those who are not super like for those who are not super in the know, in the end of season 4, the Doctor basically had to erase Donna's memory, and if Donna remembered him at all, it would kill her because she had Time Lord DNA, magic, sparklies.
Yeah. I don't think
in her.
I think we sort of skipped over some of that because we were running out of time.
Yeah, we
in
were.
An episode, but like it was a 45th anniversary special with like returning companions.
Yep.
That was the idea behind it, and it was a multiple Doctor episode because you had the Doctor, you had his hand that grew into a human Doctor. That looks just like David Tennant, and then you had the Dr. Donna where like she merged. So like the whole thing. He had like a false regeneration, which will come into play during the Matt Smith era. We'll talk about it some other time. But that's what happens there, and that's why, because she had the power of the Time Lord in her mind, and it would burn her up because she's only human.
Very similar to what happened with Rose when she stared into the heart of the TARDIS and stuff like that.
Yes.
But anyway,
so she's got this mental block, which was established in the final episodes. Of in at a time in Tennant's run, that like he put in a fail safe, right? Like she's not just gonna see him and like her brain's gonna explode. So but you spend this whole episode with these little moments where she has no idea who he is. But like there's a scene where he like hands her the sonic screwdriver without even thinking, and she just takes it. There's a scene where she calls in the Doctor before she he even said what his name was. And like Sylvia's watching with horror the entire time because she knows and she remembers the Doctor. And she's been pretending for all this time that aliens aren't real, spaceships aren't real, weird stuff happening isn't real.
Donna just misses everything.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. That it was an established
Nothing's
character
changed.
But so the way the meta crisis is resolved, which I think was not a terrible way of doing it. Again, huge spoilers, was that because Donna had a child, it like got dissipated between two people, which I think is actually not a terrible way to handle it. No. Like a human can't handle all that power, but a human can handle half of that power.
Sure, at least for a little bit longer. Yeah.
And if they would have kept it at that, I think I would have been okay. But anyway,
I don't disagree. Yeah.
But anyway, but what it was decided was that in a very, it must have been inspired by Frozen moment, they just decided that they could let it go. Like they're like, oh, this will only kill us if we don't let it go, and a male presenting Time Lord couldn't possibly understand that, though you were female a day ago.
Right.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And I don't like it for the reason other people don't like it. Other people don't like it because they're like, woke, you know. I don't like it because it's dumb. You know, like, you know, I don't like it. I don't like it because it, you know, it's just, it's just Russell T Davis wanting so badly to say that line. The plot, like, it's a cheeky line, but it's like, you know, but I was hoping that what would happen as the specials went on was we came back to that, like, we were able to stop it for a little while, but it's still going to, and we need to have something, you know, we need to find a final solution for it, because you can't just forget about it. Nope, you can just forget about it. But I get it.
That might have been better, but then it'd be hanging over everything. I don't know if Wild Blue Yonder would have been as good if they were worried about it the whole time.
No, but what they could have said was they could have just been, you know, we've never had this happen before, but like, since it transferred to the next generation, or maybe it could have like it almost kills both of them, but they get better. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's done. You don't have to say this like the whole time. We could have just let it go, but we didn't because you're dumb. You know, it's like, I don't like it. Don't like it.
Well, there's an L. I'm sure there'll be other examples I'll think of as we go along here, but sure. I really feel like, you know, in addition to David Tennant's doctor having grown in the interim, that like Russell T Davis has grown as a writer.
Sure.
In the interim also. Like there were things that I saw that he could have done, and I'm sure it's influenced from his buddies Moffat and Chibnall.
Oh, sure, of course.
But he's less pessimistic in his outlook. Definitely. It seems he feels like that there is some value to the everybody lives aspect of Doctor Who.
I get you.
And I don't know that because the new season's coming up, we haven't seen it yet, except for the Christmas special. I might end up missing that. We'll see.
Yeah.
But part of that might also, I don't want to say it's the Disney influence because I don't know that. I don't think it matters. This puts out plenly of. I mean, I haven't watched Echo yet. It's not for kids.
All right. Can I? Okay, I'll make a statement right here.
Yeah.
One of the problems with having meaningful, well-written companions is it's very hard to find a justification for keeping them alive.
Right. Or why would they ever leave? Like
because
even Donna said, "I'm going to travel with you forever." You know, back in the main series.
It's very, very hard to come up with like when the Doctor wants to leave, regeneration episode. But for a companion, you have to have a real reason why they would ever leave the most exciting thing ever. You know what I mean? So like Rose, she had to be she had to be given by the way, there are a lot of David Tennants. Do you know what I mean?
There sure are. We'll get to that.
Anyway, you know, why does nobody get their own other Doctor? You know what I mean? But okay, anyway, Rose gets her own David Tennant and goes off to the this is the day I died. You know, whatever.
I know.
They didn't want to kill Rose, but they and that was fine. You know what? It was good. It was one of the most heartbreaking scenes of all Doctor Who. Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
But then before for a companion, if they were a beloved companion, you have them meet a guy they've never met before and go get married by the end of the episode. Like Leela's like, I met a Time Lord, I guess. I'm leaving now. Okay. Sarah Jane Smith just gets abandoned. But you could move on from that. But now that you care and you're so invested in the companions, you can't do the old or you can kill them off like Adric. You know?
Right.
But now you've got a companion, and so our next companion, of course, Martha, and Martha's probably the only one who left in a healthy sort of way.
Sure, but that's only because she was treated so badly.
She did
the
so
whole
bad. But like,
season.
she had her redemption arc in the next season, though. Do you know what I mean? She was like a
Yeah.
half companion for the season
Yeah.
4 as well. But anyway,
Yeah, I had forgotten until I watched it again that she was
Yep.
in it so much.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was surprising because she was in quite a bit. And then like she's clearly got some kind of future with Unit. I don't think we've seen the last of her. That's my prediction. I don't think we've seen the last of her.
For reasons that we'll mention shortly.
Yes.
Yes.
But anyway, but then, you've got Clara. Clara's way too long running companion to just say goodbye. And she clearly loved it and sacrificed so much for it. So she's got to die. You know what I mean?
Kind of. Only kind of.
And Bill,
Well, that's
Bill's
all
gotta
right then.
die.
No, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Okay. Yeah. Then let's wait for that. But then for Donna, like nobody wanted to kill off Donna, obviously, but at the same time, they had to have a reason for her not continuing to go with the Doctor. And the only reason she'd ever want to, but still be able to live, is if her memory was wiped.
Right.
And it's also the only way the Doctor could move on from Clara was memory
Was he
wiped.
have his? Oh, yeah,
You forgot about that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He gets it back eventually, but still.
Yes, he does. He does. But that was the only way he was able to move on. So I mean,
That's right.
that's the problem with companions that are well written, because before, if they were just a companion hopping along for a ride and doing a few wild adventures and then going back to their life, that's something. But like when you present this as the most extraordinary, exciting adventure of all time, what do you do with the old companions?
Yeah.
And that's something we'll have to see what the new season does. But if you have a badly written companion, you can just let them off. What happened to Jody's companions?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, okay, I don't know.
Do you want to know?
Actually, no, don't tell me. Actually,
All right.
don't tell me.
All right. I mean, but before we move on, I feel like we missed a couple of things because, like,
Okay.
obviously this is the reason why we're watching this. This first special, because it had all this baggage I had to
We
deal
didn't
with.
talk about Meep. Sorry.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Beat the Meep. We didn't talk about the plot. We didn't talk about Shirley Bingham's scientific advisor number 52.
Yes.
In Unit, whereas the Doctor
Fun
was number
character.
1.
Yeah.
So good. We see her again later on.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, the plot was just there as kind of window dressing for the character stuff. If we're gonna be perfectly honest, like, but I did like, and I did notice that there were two sets of aliens after the Meep, and that didn't make sense. Yeah. And I also noticed that people, like, there's a lot of explosions, but people weren't really getting hurt. And at first you're like, oh, it's because they Disney-fied the show.
Yep.
That's not the reason. The Doctor notices too, and it becomes a plot point. Which I really, really enjoyed. So for those who don't know, spoilers, the Meep is evil.
What? Sorry, I wasn't watching this very closely. No.
I knew that going in because it is such a cult beloved character.
Yeah.
But knowing that spoiled nothing for me.
No.
Because they handled it so well, I felt.
And the alien that looked evil turned out to not be evil. I knew that going in as well, but they handled it very well. I just love how they had such posh accents or whatever.
Oh, right.
They look like giant, like Kamen Rider bug creatures or whatever, but they're like, well, actually.
Yeah, so faithful to the original comic. It's like they came right off the page.
Yeah.
They look a little silly, but like there is people under those prosthetics. Like there is that Disney money again, man.
Yep.
The Meep's a puppet. Like there is, it's so good.
Oh, so many practical effects. Mm-hmm. It's so much. It's so refreshing after the cheap CGI that was that I think plagued New Who. Because
none of that.
Because I mean
anymore.
Because you couldn't tell the stories on the scope that they were wanting to with the budget they got. So they had to. It's not their fault, they had to do. But now they don't. They're not as limited by that. So
right, but at what cost? I guess we'll see. The other thing I really wanted to mention was They wanted Bernard Cribbins as Wilf in more of these than he was able to do, but there's this great line where the Doctor asks where Wilf is, pretending to be a friend of Neris's.
Yes.
So good.
That was an unexpected callback.
Right. And they mention that he's not with them anymore, and he's just like sad. It's like, oh, of course, yeah. Well, I love that man. And like, he's not dead, you idiot.
Yeah, he's in an assisted living facility that was paid for by the Lethbridge Stewart family.
Yes,
nice.
Kate Stewart,
nice.
who we will also see before long, but not during this first special.
Yes,
it all ties together. I love it
Yep.
so much. So of course we see the new TARDIS, and things go wrong immediately, because why wouldn't they? And it was brand new.
Episode 1, the most elaborate, expensive Disney money TARDIS ever. It's on for like 45 seconds before Donna ruins it. Like, it's
so good,
amazing. But that scene where he's like,
oh my God, I did it again.
It's
just make tea next time. I gotta the last thing I want to say about this episode is Donna being so fiercely protective of her child.
Yep.
Is so wonderful.
And Sylvia trying so hard to understand a complex situation.
Yeah. When Donna does finally remember, and she knows she's going to die, it's like, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Yep. Best 52 seconds of my life, or whatever, however long it was. Let's just go.
Yep.
You gotta love her for that.
Oh man. Didn't realize how much I missed Donna until she came back.
Right.
And then I'm like,
was the best companion.
And then I'm like, oh, but she's gonna go again in a couple episodes. But anyway.
Yeah.
I promise we will move on, but like,
yes.
I have to get your thoughts on the sonic screwdriver.
Oh,
it just does everything.
I didn't get it. I don't understand, especially because they replace it real fast. I don't.
It
merchandising.
It looked neat.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like,
it was like a fun amalgamation of all the new Who screwdrivers, and making force fields, like making like screens and stuff. Like, I thought it was a telepathic interface, so it's all in your head.
Goodness.
It's fine. It was a neat action shot. I don't.
Oh yeah. One of my main problems with New Who is that the sonic screwdriver does every possible imagined thing. It's a scanner scope. It's a life-saving device. Yeah. But like, it can mend chain link fences, or like it just did everything. And now it's like it also does it. And it's like, okay, come on, it's not and now it doesn't even look like a screwdriver. We'll get to that, but know,
right.
But
it's okay because next episode they don't even have it.
Yeah, but it's like, it was a one-off, so I'm like, okay, whatever. All right,
literal one-off.
I think we should. Off we go into the wild blue yonder.
Right. I mean, I knew that's where that was from, but I didn't expect him to be on the nose with it.
Yeah. I knew so much about what was going to happen with Star Beast, but they had kept this one so under wraps. I had no idea. The preview was just like, we're on a spaceship, done. Like, that's it. Like, it's like, I had no idea.
TARDIS got scared and ran away. That's all we know.
And because it was kept so secret, the speculation was nuts.
It was
that
completely
apparently
unhinged.
on the internet that this would be a multi-doctor episode, that this was going to be, that it was going to be Matt Smith was going to come back, or like all this thing. But I had kept mostly spoiler free on this one, so I came in with no expectations, and I freaking loved it.
It was easily my favorite of the three. I'm sorry. It was supposed to rank at the end. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I ruined it.
Freaking loved it. It was a Dr. Donna story, heavy character piece. We find it. They devoted like I haven't seen the Flux yet, but from what I've heard of it, it's something that was kind of done, and then the three specials kind of tried as hard as they could not to mention it again. And the same with the whole Timeless Children arc, and like this, the controversial thing in this is they made them canon. Like this would have been Russell's chance to go, you know what, all just a fever dream, never mind. But instead he's like, double down. But like, but I feel like he's going to actually do something with it.
Yes.
So okay, go for it.
Yes.
The moment where,
I don't want to say that there was no action in this, because there's a lot of weird action in this one.
Sure.
But you're absolutely right that it's a character piece, it's a deep dive, it's introspective. It's kind of a bottle episode, despite the bottle being enormous. but I loved it for that, because I needed this personally as confirmation that Tennant coming back wasn't just a fun waste of time.
Yep.
This is where I felt it moved the ball, because they mentioned the Timeless Child, because they mentioned the Flux, and you didn't see it, but the Doctor, after having gone through those things, like just shuts up about it. Like the campaign try to get her to talk, she will not. And it's very frustrating. Not from a bad writing perspective. I think that if COVID hadn't happened, we would have seen or heard more about both those things. Instead, we had 6 episodes to do a whole new season. So I think that Shinwell gets some leeway here, because it wasn't the way he wanted it to go down. But knowing that it mattered, was all I needed. So,
the episode had very creepy vibes, body horror, but also it was hilarious. They open up with the whole Mavity thing, which
dude, oh god. I wasn't expecting this at all. So if you haven't seen it, they go visit Isaac Newton, not on purpose. Like the TARDIS is burning, it's crashing. It does feel like a scene they might have thrown in like after the fact. It's like, oh, we should maybe go back and do this, because it'll be neat later. And
do you have this thing set for famous people?
So this interaction causes the word gravity to get turned to Mavity, which is something that carries through this episode, the next episode, and then the Christmas episode, to the point where I think it's more than a stupid little gag. I think it's going to matter that someone says gravity in the future, and that's going to be a clue.
Yep. I think that's possible. So much so that it is altered the entire Whoniverse. Torchwood is still getting audio adventures. The Big Finish Audio is making them, and the one that they just released a couple of days ago mentions the Mavity of the situation. But there's no way that wasn't recorded months ago. So probably the writer just went, the actor probably is like, is this a typo here? No, just say it. I can't tell you why. You know what I mean? Like, because
I love this.
So it's infecting the whole. It's just,
It's also such a simple way to get across what could be a complex concept, which is that Doctor Who the show mucks with time. Like nothing's fixed except for a handful of fixed points, and the Doctor messes things up all the time. But to make it so like immediate and consequential is the first time it's really happened, and it's hilarious. So I wouldn't say the first time, because the Flux is probably the first time.
Yeah.
But it's. I don't know if it'll ever get undone. I don't care. they can keep it going for the next 6 years for all I care.
Whatever. Yeah. It's I love what people on the internet have done with it, where someone made the logo for Mavity Falls.
Yes.
They redid the Sandra Bullock poster to just say Mavity. Yeah. Well, a lot of people hate that. I am not one of those people.
That's so good.
A lot of people were upset that Isaac Newton didn't look like Isaac Newton. Do not care. Not at all.
Right. Whatever.
Yep.
It's fine.
Not in any way. But love that other amazing moment when the doctor pretends that he's poisoned from tasting a computer memory bank, and he's just kidding. He's just kidding.
Oh, it's so funny, especially because I had immediately flashback to the Agatha Christie episode where he did get poisoned.
Yep.
Excuse me. Because I think I even mentioned that in that last episode that we recorded, that scene where he needs the salt, too salty, and then the similar thing happened with he got the radiation in his shoe or whatever. That's the first time it happened. So I appreciated that. I appreciated that he and Donna can kid around like that. And
oh my goodness,
it's just so good.
Oh my goodness, I just came to a realization. One of the main aspects of the show, and this will be important, is it's leaning more towards a fantasy element going forward. Yes. And one of the reasons for it was that he invoked superstition at the end of the world.
Yes, this is a very consequential episode for that reason.
He poured salt down to make a line. He introduced that superstition at the end of time. Yep. But why did he have salt? He had salt because he's worried a similar situation would happen to the one where he didn't have salt, where he needed salt. I didn't put it together until just now.
Oh, beautiful.
That the last time the doctor was with Donna, he's like, I need salt. And now he's like, salt.
See, continuity. I love it.
Anyway.
I love it.
Sorry, I'm freaking out right now because I feel like I've connected a lot of the dots before, but that's one I didn't catch until just now. But anyway,
for a show that plays so fast and loose with continuity, when they care, they care.
Yep.
They are on that stuff. It's a mention a couple episodes hence yet, but the Houdini thing comes up again, and it's just there's so many Houdini references.
There are. Anyway, but it was funny, but it was also a little bit terrifying. And this is the only one that you're like, okay, that's definitely CG. But they did a lot of practical effects as well. My arms are too long is right up there with Are You My Mummy? And I'm feeling like it's going to come back. There's definitely going to be a time when a character is going to announce that their arms are too long, and that's. Oh my goodness. Some of it was a little cheesy when the giant ones are chasing, but I don't know. It was also scary and weird and different and fun. I love Wild Blue Yonder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because we kind of skimmed over it here too. The plot.
Yeah.
Episode
oh my goodness.
Is they're on a gigantic spaceship, but there's something so scary and dangerous the TARDIS ran away. And they're at the edge of space, the edge of the known universe, which if you know anything about the Big Bang Theory, it's space is infinite in all directions and homogeneous, more or less. But then they hang a lantern and it's once you discover Cambodian non-Euclidean, I forget whatever he said it was. Some words out, you realize it's possible. So they're at the edge of the known universe, and there are things in the dark because of course there are. That's because it's Doctor Who. Yes. And they're trying to come to our universe of light and sound and fury and whatever else, and the Doctor has to stop them. But this is one of those stories where it's if the Doctor hadn't shown up, it would have been fine.
Yes.
It would have been fine. Yes. The Doctor ended up there. But the point of the Doctor showing up there was to invoke the superstition and bring the next episode along, which we're not there yet.
Yes.
The fact that it was a mystery, a little fun mystery box, and they give you the answer right away.
Yes.
When the episode starts, it's it was a countdown, didn't I say?
Yep.
I just never saw the word. I never heard the words. said out loud before. Ah, yeah.
It's the first green screen episode since Underworld.
Yeah. And
But it was done
I wouldn't say
well.
I wouldn't
think
say
it
it
was
was like
good.
convincing, but it was really, really,
No.
really good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really good.
A little bit too good. Like, the spaceship actually looked too good. What I mean by that is that, like, it looked so pristine that it didn't feel Doctor Who-ish. It's like, where's the wobble? But and then of course we couldn't let this episode go without mentioning that it's our last time to see Wilf.
Yes,
Right at the end of the episode.
Even Donna mentions that, like, because the TARDIS takes off in front of Sylvia and Rose and Sean, and she's like trying to think, like, how long are they going to wait for us? Like, years, days, months, like, and then when they show up, it is Wilf, and it's the only scene that Bernard Crippins was able to film.
Yes, before his unfortunate passing. Yes.
Yeah.
He was intended to be in the next episode, at least at the beginning of it, but they weren't able to get anything filmed of that.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
They got a stunt double.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job. There was no acting involved. Everybody looked so happy to see one another. Like, it was just absolutely like just. And like Wild Blue Yonder, all right, let's move on.
okay, to the Giggle and Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh my goodness. Neil Patrick Harris has been a lot of things over the years. He's been Doogie Howser. He's been that guy who looks like Doogie Howser in Starship Troopers. He's been the guy who was Doogie Howser, who swears a lot in the Harold and Kumar movies.
Yeah.
And then of course he was Barney in How I Met Your Mother.
And thanks to him, we have Cobra Kai.
Yep. And we have all of these characters, but what people don't realize is the reason this man was born was to play the Celestial Toymaker in the third special of Doctor Who. He looked like he was having so much fun.
Way too much fun.
And like, it is so nice. It is so nice to have a villain who is so manic and evil. It's kind of like usually they're pretty, stoically evil. I don't know. It's just he
had a lot of the John Sim Master energy.
Or the Missy energy.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm Doctor Who. And these are
so good.
Oh man. But like,
so good.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Spice Girls,
yeah.
as we invoke every episode.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Wasn't
goodness.
expecting Spice Up Your Life.
I mean, it got leaked to me. It got leaked to me that there was going to be a musical number, and I was like, "Oh, that could go either way." It was great.
Yeah,
it was wonderful. The guns, but it was also terrifying because, like, a person dies during that number, or so several people die during that number, or whatever, and then guns shoot flowers, and then he does flower angels. It was.
But one thing that this does is that it pulls it back into like Doctor Who's roots of trying to talk about actual history. I did not know that the Stooky Bill thing was the real first broadcast television.
I know it only because I was a electronic media major. Like that was my thing. So I knew about Stooky Bill and how creepy how creepy the real image is, which in fact I think is creepier than the episode if you see it.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. but I mean, that was nightmare fuel right there. So bringing that back for a 60th anniversary special was like just.
And the character himself is from William Hartnell's.
Yes.
Was this his first series? I don't even know.
Let's see. Companion was Dodo, so that would be third series.
What was it, third? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But like the fact, especially because not a lot of that survived visually. I think it's just the last episode of the serial.
Only the last of 4. Although they're doing a weird looking CG version of it now, which I have mixed feelings about. But anyway.
So this was all Rusty being like, we got to tighten the 60th anniversary somehow, and this was the somehow. Like we've been building to this episode the whole time, and the toy maker's able to come into reality because of what the Doctor did last episode.
Yeah.
Or so the Doctor thinks.
Yes.
Fair enough. But yeah. I didn't know what to expect because I didn't know the story of the toy maker. But the BBC helpfully released a lot of footage around the time on YouTube and other places.
Back when I was mostly friendless in high school, I read a lot of the Target paperbacks. So I'd read this one. So I was familiar with the story of Celestial Toymaker because there was a novelization. There was a novelization out there, and it was one of the ones that my bookstore had. Not bookstore, sorry, library in town had. So I was fairly familiar, but I read it 30 years ago, But yeah, it's a good read. It's very interesting because that really was one of the first ones that introduced a fantasy element to Doctor Who, because it's one of the first ones that had no scientific explanation. And actually, and after that, they pretty much went away from having fantasy episodes, They would introduce fantasy concepts like vampires and things like that, but there was always a alien or science-y explanation for it,
Right.
All the ghosts were really apparitions of blah, 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 or something, So I just, it was scary. It was funny. It tied one of the favorite scene, of course, is like when the Doctor meets the toy maker and he puts on a little puppet show showing the fates of previous companions, and then of course of the Flux with the line, well, that's all right then, or or that's okay then, or that's all right.
That's
then?
all right then. Yeah.
That's all right.
In his American accent, because before that he's like putting on a very obviously silly German accent.
Yes.
And then
which
slips
he
into
drops
a more,
occasionally. Yeah.
Slips into a more proper British one, like the original Toymaker had, and then for that scene drops into his natural American accent.
Yeah.
Because Neil Patrick Harris is amazing; he can do anything, and just killed it. Sometimes literally. I mean, literally in the context of the show.
But I just adore that they're playing a game, and like he will adhere to the rules of the game. He doesn't adhere to any laws of time or space or the universe, but the rules of the game. So when Donna's like, he's gonna cheat, both the Doctor and the Toymaker are like, no, you wouldn't cheat.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's like, it was just, I loved that. I love that he's supposed to be evil, but like, it's like, I would never cheat. And like, and the game they chose to play is high card followed by ball. But like, the game that they play in the episode, the Celestial Toymaker, is actually very complex. It's like, the try something, I forget what the name of the game was, but like they had the episodes to explain it, you know what I mean? Here they're like, we gotta keep it moving. Some not as many Dr. Donna moments in this one because there's a lot going on. But they definitely, show the doctor's fragility when he's like, I don't know if I can get you out of this one this time. You know, like I don't, you know, and she has to be like, you know, let's just keep going, you know, and that really kind of shows all the trauma he's been through the whole time. And that leads up to what the first ever bi-generation, which I don't hate.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. Yeah.
I just, for those who don't know what we're talking about, how do you get a multiple Doctor episode during a 60th anniversary special? It doesn't involve time travel. Apparently, you sort of
lot of
bud
technobabble.
the new Doctor off the old one, and the old one doesn't regenerate.
Yep. And then you pretend, and then they have to find a reason for them to forget that happened, and that, you know, it's just, timey-wimey.
It's a little weird because in subsequent just to paint a picture here, like, you know, the Doctor gets shot with, you know, some kind of energy beam, which is how he's died. How many times? I've lost count. And he asks his companions to pull. We got Donna on one side. Oh, and Mel's back. Mel.
Oh yeah, Mel's. That was what? Like, Mel is like probably the least memorable companion. I keep forgetting that she was. What? Tell me. Tell you liked Mel?
I don't know, man. Like my first exposure, because I didn't watch Sixth Doctor stuff.
Yeah.
And so my first exposure to her was Sylvester McCoy's first episode.
Okay, so Mel is like this. Mel is the companion that was never introduced because she comes in as a future apparition of a companion to the Sixth Doctor during Trial of the Time Lord. So she never gets her introduction story. She's just, it's established that they already have a relationship.
Right, which is weird.
They were going to establish her in the season that didn't get filmed.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
There was another season planned. Scripts were written, but it never got filmed. So she's supposed to be a companion from the Doctor's future. So they were going to have a story, maybe, or at least as a flashback, something. They were going to establish her character. And like, they had written all the stories for the new season, and they just got thrown out. And then Mel comes in for Sylvester McCoy's first one, and she spends almost the entire episode being the Ronnie. Or like it passed out because the Ronnie's pretending to be Mel. Yeah.
Right.
So she's barely in it. And then you move on to your next episode or whatever, Paradise Towers.
Yep.
And then all she does is try to find a swimming pool and scream a lot.
Those are the only two I can think of.
Then you got Delta and the Bannerman, where she was completely overshadowed by Ray, who they thought was going to be the new companion, but turned out to be Ace later on. So like, she just didn't have a lot to do. And she was supposed to be this computer scientist specialist who never touched a computer in any episode of Doctor Who.
Well, you know, vindication this episode because.
But the thing is, like, I always liked Mel, but she seemed like just absolutely underutilized. She did a lot in the spin-off fiction that really established her character.
Sure.
But because she had so little screen time, that would be like bringing back Grace from like the 8th Doctor movie. You know what I mean? It was
I want to see Grace again.
Oh, I would totally. But it would be a weird choice, right?
I guess. So this wasn't her first time back. She had a very brief cameo at the end of Power of the Doctor.
Yep.
But so I was happy to see her, you know, more than just like, you know, background wordless.
I couldn't believe they had the Dragonfire references in. They mentioned Sabalon Glitz. I'm like, there's like 8 people who care about that, but we care a lot. You know? You know what I mean?
Great. So you have the two of them and they pull.
Yeah.
And then they split into David Tennant and Ncuti Gatwa.
Yeah.
And my initial reaction, because I didn't know this was coming.
Yeah.
My initial reaction was,
nor I.
Oh, we're going to keep David Tennant in our back pocket in case this other guy doesn't come out or work out. But like his joy, Ncuti Gatwa's joy, was so infectious, and the way he interacts with Tennant's doctor
Yep.
is so, I don't want to say paternalistic, really. It's just
Oh yeah, like it's all gonna be okay. Like
yeah.
they hug and they're like, it's like I just yeah, it worked.
It was so
it really
well
worked
done.
for me. It was so cathartic. It was just like,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
old man, you've earned this. You
Yeah.
can rest. It's like
It's not clear. I think they've given themselves a little bit of wiggle
yeah.
room to like
yeah.
work this out eventually, but there are implications that
Yeah.
like there's just some timey-wimey stuff going on. Like, this will resolve itself in a linear fashion at some point because this new 15th Doctor isn't carrying around the baggage of the 14th because he's still got time to fix himself and do his rehab out of order, as they said.
So he can go to the dance club and not have the weight of the universe upon him. Oh, sorry,
Right.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Jumping ahead, but now he gets to retire with Donna and her family, the Noble Temple,
and Wilf, who is still alive in canon, alive, which
shooting the moles because he loves those moles.
Yep.
He loves them.
Put force fields around them.
That's potentially a callback to his regeneration, where he's like, "Have I got a mole? Because I can feel I got a mole on the back." It's in the...
Okay, that could be. That could be. I don't know.
So David
Mad
Tennant's doctor-
anti-Melanie, Mad anti-Mel. I just I like it. I think Mel. It's not going off the deep end because it's been heavily hinted and speculated, but it really does look like there's going to be a unit spinoff.
Yeah, I hope so.
Russell T Davis, Russell T Davis said there's going to be spinoffs. Yeah,
but is it a rumor? Or is it like a confirmed fact that they're doing the other one that no one wants?
What's the one that nobody wants?
What was
Doomsday?
I can't remember anymore. It was one of the Jody specials. Was it a joke that someone made? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I can't. Let's not talk about it then.
But anyway,
that would be. I would enjoy a unit spinoff. It'd be great. Although I don't know how they're going to explain to the companion support group that Mel got to go off with the doctor to New York, and then Yaz has to be like, "What? I'm sorry, what? What?"
Yeah. But I must point this out in the giggle. One of the best parts is that, and who are you? I'm the Vlinks. Hello, the Vlinks. So can you look up? No explanation whatsoever. Nothing. It's just like, oh, you've got a Vlinks now. Yeah, it's like whatever.
Everyone's got a Vlinks.
But think about in the giggle, they the Brigadier hires Donna. Is Donna gonna be in the spinoff? Melanie definitely will, right?
Sure.
Because she's in the first season. She was in the trailer.
And we see Rose again.
Yeah.
There's lots of opportunity for people to come back into it. You've mentioned Martha. Very possible. Even Mickey.
He's got a
beleaguered Mickey.
Real life actor has he's done some sketchy things. So I think
that's not great.
I think that actor's not going to be in Doctor Who anymore.
Okay, so Martha's got a divorce. Yeah, all right.
Yep. Or maybe she married the guy she was engaged to the first time, who went away without any explanation whatsoever.
Oh yeah, where's that? All right.
Anyway, I want to see the what do they call themselves? The Sontaran and the
yes.
Silurian and the what did they call themselves as
Madame
a group?
Vastra, Jenny, and
I know, no, but they called themselves the
Yeah.
something gang or something. I
don't-
can't remember.
I don't remember.
Well, anyway,
But they're allegedly
Yeah.
inspiration for Sherlock Holmes. So good.
that's such a good
So
era.
good.
Anyway,
I just watched an episode of Matt Smith's era
Yeah.
that I don't remember where like it's mostly them and the Doctor's
Yeah.
barely in it.
Yep.
And
where he's like fighting over getting over Amy's death.
he's trying to figure out
Yeah.
Clara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Like
still
he
trying to
doesn't
figure
know
out Clara,
like
yeah.
and they're like, but she's dead. And
Yeah.
he's like, I'm working on that.
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
I don't remember
yeah,
this
yeah.
episode at all. I don't know if I ever saw it when it aired. So it
Oh,
was
really?
weird to see
Oh, okay.
newish Doctor Who for the first time. So I do want to see them again. It'd be nice, but I don't know. They're Moffat's.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know how many of Moffat's
Same-
things
it's
are gonna
it's,
make
it's
it
like
in.
it's the same with River Song. It's like
Yep. Yeah.
I think Moffat's going to come back as a writer. I really think he does.
I hope he
His-
does.
His Twitter hints
I
it
hope
because
he does.
as much as Moffat has a tendency to go a little off the rails with his stories, whatever, his were the best written stories of the Russell T Davies era.
Absolutely. It'd be a shame to waste him.
Yeah. So hopefully it comes back.
So again, I feel like we skipped the story, but I don't know. The story in this case definitely took a back seat to the
Oh yeah. To the spectacle.
spectacle.
Story was hold on. Can I even think? Toymaker comes back. Deal with the Doctor. Puts a sound that goes ha 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 into the public
It's an
consciousness,
arpeggio.
which causes everybody to behave exactly how they're behaving right now,
Right.
but
right.
but slightly more so.
RTD's politics are very much on display.
Yep.
In this episode, but
Yes.
I'm digging all of it. It feels like set up for
Yep.
what's to come, but not
Oh,
like
definitely.
in a bad way.
Definitely.
And it's very much set up for what we see in the next episode, the Christmas special, which we don't have time to talk about today because it's the next Doctor anyway.
We don't. Yeah.
But you wanted to rate these episodes, I believe, and I
Yes.
think now
Yes,
is
I
the
did.
time
Now is the time.
to do it.
Okay. And to tell you the truth, I have a hard time with this one.
Yeah.
For my top. But again, no offense to anybody who truly liked it, but on number 3, I'm going to put the Star Beast.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
It's the bottom. I mean, like, not to say it's bad. I enjoyed it a lot, and maybe if I had only watched them each once, I might rate it higher because I was so thrilled to see characters come back. But like once the spectacle wore off, like once I'd watched the other specials and then went back to it, it's the weakest. It really is. Like
It is.
But the thing is, it's not really the episode's fault. It had a lot to do in a limited amount of time.
Agreed.
Bring back all the years of continuity, resolve the meta crisis, introduce a new villain, introduce new characters. There was a lot going on, and because of it, it didn't hit as hard.
Yeah. Hint
when-
at a bigger new villain.
Exactly. But then Wild Blue Yonder and the Giggle, I have a hard time here. I really do, because they are both. I think they're both really good, but like from a story perspective, I mean, I'd say it's Wild Blue Yonder. I would say it's Wild Blue Yonder. I loved it.
Yeah. I don't have that
loved
much of a hard time with it saying it's Wild Blue Yonder because I feel like it stands alone the best. Maybe because it's in the middle and doesn't have the responsibility of the things that you mentioned coming in or the outgoing stuff handing off to Ncuti Gatwa. It just got to be an episode. It introduced the Mavity thing. Like it's going to be one of the most consequential, introspective, best episodes for a long time for me, I think.
Yep. Because every other special, and I'm going to include the Christmas special as well, had so much they needed to get done.
Yep.
You know, the first episode needed to resolve the meta crisis, get everything, find out why there's a new Doctor. the Giggle had to do a regeneration and bring back characters and all these things, and the first one had, and the Church on Ruby Road needed to introduce a new companion, establish a new doctor, so many things. But like Wild Blue Yonder just had the point, just what it could have just, you could have grabbed that episode, and other than the bits where they were talking about Flux and Timeless Child, you could have put it in season 4 and it would have fit.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, you're right.
it was pure Dr. Donna timey-wimey bliss. I just loved it, and I'm gonna watch it again right after we podcast.
Nice. And to my understanding, like that was RTD's intention with these specials, was like, is there a way that I could do this? But I feel like that's disingenuous. Either he's lying, which he does, or he really didn't think through the implications of what that would do to the current state of Doctor Who. I don't know. It just seems like he's probably just lying. But I don't care. I don't care. The fact that this was even a germ in his brain, I think, bridged a necessary gap that the show needed at a time. It couldn't have come at a better time, I guess, basically.
The only thing that bugs me is like the fan reaction to Wild Blue Yonder has not been great.
I don't care. I don't.
But I think the reason the reason is because the people who were most invested in the show built it up in their mind to be this thing that it wasn't.
That's why I don't get involved with that stuff. I don't care.
But I came in with I would have been shocked if Matt Smith came back, because I was not prepared for it or ready for it, and it would have been a worse episode.
Yeah, but why? What would be the point? Yeah. Like we already got Power of the Doctor, basically, which was enough for that kind of thing, I feel.
So like I watched the episode and like I immediately jumped on social media to see that it's just to confirm that everyone else loved it as much as I did. And I saw the Mavity memes, and then everyone's like, "That's it? That's all we're getting for the 60th anniversary? Doctor Who is dead. # RIP Doctor Who." And the only thing anybody talked about in the episode was that one throwaway line where the Doctor's like, "Is it just me or was Isaac Newton hot?" Which I loved. I loved that line. Oh, is this the kind of guy I am right now? Who cares?
Never far from the surface, mate.
Just Oh, I loved it. I know everybody hated it. But I loved it.
But it's almost like that, where it's like it is moving the ball along. Like those scenes were necessary to show he wasn't the same character. So, all right. So with that in mind, do we even bother rating the 14th Doctor against the other ones? Because it's established he's a different character, but with 3 specials, is that even enough to like put him on the big list of Doctor ratings?
I have not watched all of Doctor Who. I've watched only parts of William Hartnell. I've only watched very little of the 2nd Doctor. Even the 3rd Doctor I haven't watched much. But that being said, and I've still got a lot to finish, but like I think these specials will be rated highly in the memory of fans.
Sure.
Maybe not
How
to the
highly? I'm going to pin you down. Is this better or worse than Tennant's full first run at this?
It's not as good as Tennant's full first run. There's just too much in there. But but like episode by episode, possibly. Sure. But there's just but like David Tennant was in. David Tennant was in a lot of episodes. You know, like the runtime on this. Yeah. The runtime on this DVD collection is 38 hours. So
fair enough. Okay, but all right. So is it better or worse? The only other Doctor we have to compare this to, is it better or worse than Eccleston's season?
Oh my God, people are gonna be so mad at me. Yes.
It's better and worse.
It's better.
It's better.
It's shorter. It's shorter, but like I think it's tighter. It's more compact. I feel that I will watch them more often. But I know that's a very That's a very controversial statement. And another controversial statement, and maybe not so controversial, but I hate to say it because I feel, but they will definitely be remembered than all of Jody's time. But I mean, with how the fandom works, I mean, Paul McGann's is regarded as better than Jody's time. So like,
Yeah, it's only the one movie.
yeah,
Boy, that's gonna be
the
a
one
hard
movie and the little special. I mean, I'll tell you what though, if you deep dive though, Paul McGann is one of the best doctors if you include the audio dramas.
I'm gonna have to like listen to some Big Finish stuff.
So good.
I'm gonna have to because there's no way to fairly compare otherwise.
Yeah. And that's the thing, though.
We get to that.
That's the thing, though. Colin Baker's reputation as the Doctor was completely salvaged by Big Finish because he does, like, pretty much if you think of the two best Big Finish Doctors, and this is another controversial statement, but I'm going to say it's Colin Baker and Paul McGann easily.
Wow. All right.
Because I think they needed it more than anybody else. Like when Tom Baker comes and he does an audio adventure, that's great. But it's like Tom Baker, but like the others are like doing reputation building. Like they're really.
Colin Baker is one of my favorite like active social media personalities right now.
He's so good. He's
great.
Yeah.
Reputation salvaged.
Colin Baker I met him in Chicago at a Visions in 96 or 97, I don't remember.
Okay.
And he was just so warm and so friendly, and he just absolutely seemed like he was so happy to be there. Do you know what I mean? He's like, like that, the personality that he exhibits in the Five-ish Doctors. He's like, let's watch a Doctor Who episode. One of mine, like that. It's not so far from it. He would have stayed the Doctor for 20 years if they would have let him.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? And
I didn't see a lot of his stuff, but the two Doctors.
Yeah.
As weird as it is, like I really enjoy it. I really do. Maybe it's because I like Patrick Troughton so much, but like it's just fun. It's just fun, and that's what these need to be.
Yeah, yeah.
So we got the two Doctors again for a little bit. I'm just saying it was nice. It was nice. I liked it.
It was. I'm very inspired by the direction Doctor Who's going, and I'm super excited for the new season coming May, somewhere around there.
So apparently Doctor Who Confidential or whatever the new thing, Unleashed, is coming back in May, so that pretty much guarantees that's when they're going to air the new season.
Oh, so they haven't officially announced yet. Okay.
They have not officially.
Okay, well...
But, if the companion piece is coming back around the same time, that just happens to make sense. So
that gives me time to catch up.
I don't know how many episodes it's going to be because Jody's was all over the place. It's just 8. Oh,
it's 8.
No.
It's only 8. It's only
That's
8.
Not very many.
8 and another Christmas special, which is why the companion thing is kind of like, because since it was such a short run, there was kind of the thought that like she'd do 2 seasons, so like,
oh, that's a bummer.
We'll see. Well, anyway, but whatever. I'm looking forward to it. And like my daughter has the advantage of going in because she's not on any social media and she doesn't have a smartphone. So she's going in fresh on every episode and she doesn't have to face any of the, lead up to things. So that gives me time to finish Jody's era so that I can finally fill in those gaps. And I now have purchased all New Who. I have all of New Who now.
Nice. Okay.
And I hope to get some of the new Who. So we're calling it season 1, right? It's being called season 1.
And that makes sense because of the Disney Plus stuff.
Yeah.
Because if they come and see it at season 14, it's not going to make any sense to people. It's like, where's seasons 1 through 13? Well, they don't have the rights to it because it's HBO Max. Sorry, Max has the rights.
They should lose the rights just because of that. Just because they call themselves Max.
I know. Well, I'm sure when that deal is up, it's going to probably go to Disney. But I'm not actually that sure. But I'm pretty sure.
I would like to acknowledge our sponsor right now. Our sponsor for this episode is Sean, who gave me some great Christmas presents.
Oh,
hold on. Oh, here's. We don't have any Two Boobs merchandise yet, but
no, we don't. We should probably make some.
We will.
Do you guys want it?
Got
because I tried to
Yep.
do it as like a Patreon gift, and people are like, "I don't want that." And I'm like, "All right, that's fine."
No, thank you. All right.
But yeah, there was something I wanted to mention about the Jody Gatwa stuff. Oh yes, he'll be the first Doctor since David Tennant to be introduced. Well, he was introduced a little earlier, but like his first full episode was the Christmas special. So that's true of both of them now. That's the only two that's true of. Hoping that portends good things for his future. So far from what I've seen, I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. So
yeah. Should I watch The Last of Us before playing the game?
Are you gonna play the game though? Are you?
I don't know.
I don't think the game's your cup of tea, to be perfectly honest.
I liked the story. I liked the story, but not a big fan of the shoot bang.
Well then, I think that the show will be better for you for that reason, and also because they kind of reduce the shoot bang.
We're getting some strong opinions here.
Oh, Satoshi.
No, you should not watch Last of Us before I play. But then I might. Then there runs the risk that I will die having seen neither.
Just watch it. Just watch it. That's. I wouldn't have gifted that to you if that was my opinion. You should play it first. I don't even know which. Do you even have it like a PS4?
I've got a PS4 and 3, and I have the game on PS3. I have the game on PS3.
Okay. Because there's like two remakes of that game now. So which one's the definitive one? I couldn't even tell you. There's a
PS5 version now too. So oh wow, we're good.
I personally, selfishly need you to watch this show without having played the game, so I can get your opinion from that perspective when we inevitably talk about it on this show.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Then if I like it, I'll play it. I'll play it for people who don't like this. But I played it, and I played it, and I didn't like the gameplay. I did not like the gameplay. I liked the story. I did not like the gameplay. So
and I knew that. That. So it's like just watch the show. It's got all the main high points. The changes the things that are different for good reasons.
Yeah.
And I will be happy to explain those reasons once we discuss it on this show. I don't think you need to
or alternately, I watch someone play through the full game. Like
that would work too.
I could just watch all the cutscenes and just ignore the rest. Yeah. That's a possibility as well.
Yep.
I mean, people who know me by this point should know that I don't really like video games.
There are these like dumb fleeting scenes in the TV show. It's like, oh, it's the thing from the game that, like, unless you played it 3 times like I have, you wouldn't even notice. So I want to know if you mentioned any of those things at all.
Okay.
Or like what you do glom onto. So that's what I'm curious about.
Okay. No, I'll do it. Should my dad watch it? He will never ever play the video game. No chance, never.
What kinds of things does your dad like?
We really enjoyed watching we really enjoyed watching what was it? For All Mankind.
Okay.
He likes Breaking Bad. He enjoyed watching C.
Okay, so between those last two examples, I think he'll be fine with this. It's I think he might enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think so, because it emphasizes the right things for a TV viewer.
Like if I tell him that it wasn't based on, like, okay, did you play The Witcher?
I did not play The Witcher. I've only seen the TV show.
Because I've been told not to watch the TV show for these very reasons that you really need to. And then I was even told not to play the games until I read the books. So I just decided, you know what? Witcher doesn't exist to me anymore. It's too much work. If anything feels like work, I don't want to do it.
So Satoshi says that you need to compare the show against the game.
Yeah.
Not against nothing. I don't agree. I need to know personally that this story is a good story apart from the game.
Ooh.
Because I don't know that, having played it twice before I watched it.
Now the comment section is getting spicy. We should have led with this.
Which podcast are we doing right now?
I don't remember.
The lines are crossing.
Yeah. Don't cross the streams, man. All right.
Yeah. It's funny because Satoshi and I are of the same mind on The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
But like here we're totally different. It's not because it's not valuable to watch play the game and watch the show. It's just that I know you won't like the game. I just know that. So that's
the game. The game is the original intent. Ooh, I like that one. The game is
he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But games, oh boy, this is a philosophical thing right now. Games are a potential barrier to good story.
Ooh.
Games have good story.
Yeah.
And if you like playing the game, but there is an import to what the game makes you do as a player that you're not going to get from the TV show. That is absolutely a fact. A fact. And I think you could still be like, I like this show, I'm going to go try the game now, and still have that experience. I think it's still possible.
I mean, I guess it comes down to this. It's like, Sean, do you want me to watch this show before my kids graduate from college? Because I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. Because
just watch it.
Because there is no chance that a game that's not on the Switch is going to be completed by me in any time frame that it's just not going to happen.
Mark, I liked the Halo Paramount Plus series. I liked. As someone who's played most of the Halo games, I enjoyed that it wasn't a 1-to-1 remake of those games. I liked that it was a condensed alternate take on the ideas, because you're not going to have the experience of playing as Master Chief for 300 hours. You're just not. It's my 2 cents.
He took his helmet off.
It's like the Mandalorian took his helmet off. Can you imagine? All 3 times it happened?
Okay, how about we get...
It makes me sick.
On Super Ultra Baby mode, let's go from point A to... Then I must not have got my...
Then just watch the show at that point. Because the show fixes 2 major things at the game that were mistakes in the game.
I don't know. I'm feeling the rage as you said that. Fixes the game, and I haven't even played the game, but I'm ready to fight you. We should cut this clip and have it be its own mini episode right here.
I think we're gonna have
wonderful.
to, because I don't think we're gonna make it to the next one.
My God.
No, listen. I gotta say this, and I'm done. No.
Okay.
No, I said it before, because when I went and I did a live stream of the Left Behind DLC for The Last of Us, I was like, hey, this is great, because The Last of Us takes a relationship between a couple of characters in the main story, transposes it onto 2 more characters and a backstory for Ellie. And then that wrapped around and informed the TV show in a positive way.
Okay.
And then they still did the Last of Us story in the TV show proper in a way that still hasn't been integrated into the game with the PS5 version. So, like, if you want the full Last of Us Part 1 story
Sure.
in a cohesive package, the only way you're going to get that is with the TV show.
Ooh. Okay. Can I watch one episode of the television show and then decide whether to play the game, or is it already spoiled beyond redemption?
No. I think you could still play it. I could even tell you at what point the first episode ends vis-a-vis the game. Excuse me. It's
So Toshi, I'm never gonna play the game. That's the thing. Like, it's this is like the question of, should Kevin experience the Last of Us universe or not? Like, it's
Yeah,
not.
just
It's not gonna happen.
watch
Like,
the show. Watch the show.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know where my PlayStation 4 is right now. Like, I actually do not physically know where it is right now. I think it might be upstairs. Like, it's just not gonna happen. It's
Right.
like I have other things I need to do with my life. Like, but a show, I can just pop that on while I'm doing dishes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's gonna, yeah.
I've beaten the game in about 25 hours.
Yeah.
If you don't think you're going to be able to like skulk through an entire like warehouse hotel, unaliving people, for like an hour at a time, then you're not going to like the game.
I mean, I started playing Last of Us on my PlayStation 3, and my PlayStation 3 died, and I lost my save, and I thought the story was interesting. I was about 2 hours in. You know what I mean? And like, but I wasn't invested enough to do it again, if that makes sense.
Right.
And like, I might now, if I had it again, and it's not going to happen because it's Naughty Dog and Sony. But like, if the first game was on the Switch, I would be playing it. It's just how it happens, because I could play it anywhere, anytime for a little bit. But now I could play it today instead of podcasting. Would be like my only time during the week that no kids are around, that nothing. Yeah. So, you know.
Yeah, it would take you forever to get through it.
Yeah.
Just watch the show. Watch it with
yeah.
your dad. Oh no,
Yeah.
but then you gotta like.
If you play Gunslinger Girls training mode on his PS2, you can play anything. Oh my god, you didn't see that stream. There's this game called Gunslinger Girls. Do I have it here? Oh my god. And this game called Gunslinger Girls, and I think I spent 2 hours just trying to get through the tutorial.
No, I did see part of that stream.
Okay.
I did see that one, and I was like, "What are you doing? You were trying to perfect it." Okay.
Middle-aged gamers, I'm convinced you've changed me. I'm gonna play the game.
Oh shoot!
I'm gonna play the game
so hard. Satoshi,
I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna play the game because if I can get through the Gunslinger Girls tutorial, I can get through anything. Because the game itself was not very hard, but that tutorial, that was that was the Dark Souls of tutorials.
The Last of Us is a good game. It is oh god, it's one of the best game experiences I've ever had.
You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to play it on stream. Then I can do both things. And people can help me through it.
Do it.
I need to get it for PlayStation 4 then.
Yeah, the master version is superior, definitely.
All right. Okay. So please donate money to the Famicom Dojo podcast, YouTube.
Yeah, the Patreon.
Yeah. Whatever. I'll just buy it. I'll buy it. I'll buy it and I'll stream it.
Oh my god. All right, I think this is going to be our Famicom Dojo podcast for the night, because
I'm so sorry, Sean. We talked way too long about it. And I was going to say, should I watch The Last of Us? And you were going to say yes, and I was going to go, okay, and that'll be our next episode, but I didn't think it was going to open this can of worms.
Oh God. That's okay. I'll make a little Denshi mail or something out of it. I'll figure it out. We'll release something.
Yeah. Just
I didn't have a good topic anyway, so it's fine.
It's a whole new topic. You just put a bumper on the beginning, cut this bit out, and just say that the topic was, should you watch Last of Us TV series before playing the game, and we're good. That's an episode.
Well, should we just finish the episode right now then?
Yeah, let's finish the.
All right.
Which one? Which one are we doing? Hold on.
No. Yeah, let's
record the beginning too. Let's record.
We should record the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start at the beginning then.
All right. Okay. Okay. Famicom Dojo. All right. Oh, you were over the other channel? Sorry about that. Okay. All right. Okay. So, hey, Sean.
Hey, Vink.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Because this is the first time we're having a Famicom Dojo podcast in the new year.
Yes. But not any... Yes. Let's just go with that. Yes. Hello.
Thank you so much for the Christmas presents.
Absolutely.
I got my Famicom Dojo t-shirts, my Future Retro t-shirt in Mountain Dew colors. Yeah. And a very classic black box edition of the Famicom Dojo podcast t-shirt.
Fantastic.
You gave some amazing presents to my kids. They've been playing Sushi Go, and
awesome.
Sarah's been chronicling in her River Song diary, and just everything, just perfect. Thank you so much. Lucas I've been stepping on the Legos you got, Lucas, for the last couple of weeks.
It belies how much I hate buying gifts. I hope that your wife also enjoed the peanut butter cups, because there weren't that many of them compared to other things.
No, very much so.
Okay.
And next Christmas I'll have to get you some stuff, because I dropped the ball this Christmas a lot.
No. We agree. It's fine. Like, we'll just alternate every other year, because for one thing, it's hella expensive to send things to Japan from the States. So
there's a Vink family newsletter on its way to you as well. So
yes.
So you can find out. Yes, print is not dead. Okay.
No. It only sleeps.
But the other thing that I got that I got from this wonderful man is a Blu-ray box set, which it's in the other room. Yes, of the Last of Us, because we've been talking about how I cannot watch it because there is not a streaming service in Japan that has it, and it has not been released on DVD in Japan, at least as far as I know. And so I got that, and it was. So it was something, but I have a question for you though.
Yeah.
Because I know you really, really like the series, but
sure.
Is it okay if I watch the series before playing the game? And that's where the opening comes in, right there.
Okay,
right there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's where the opening in. We'll put it in right there. Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. And then we move on to Future Retro Pile of Shame.
Future Retro Pile of Shame. Okay. My Future Retro for this month is something very crazy, in that I wound up accidentally buying 2 copies of Another Code remaster. Well, okay, I pre-ordered it, and then I was like, did I pre-order it, or did I only pre-order the Phoenix Wright game? Because that one's coming out next week. And I looked through my Amazon list, and I didn't see it. The reason was it was pre-ordered so early ago that it was on the other page. So I actually accidentally pre-ordered it twice.
Okay.
So I've got another code. I've got my another code. So I'm not sure. I can probably return it, but I'm wondering if the packaging or anything is significantly different from the US version. I wonder if anybody needs this one. If not, I'll or maybe I kind of like that I have two. I don't know. That's weird. I'm gonna definitely play through. It isn't opened yet because we're still going through the demo. But my daughter and I are playing it together. So we're about an hour and a half into the demo, and we're almost at the end of it. So we'll have to pop in the real cartridge after that. And it's fun. It's gorgeous. It looks really good. The voice acting is not fantastic, but like Nintendo games with voice acting as it is pretty rare.
Sure.
But yeah, so I'm going to be playing that, and I've been playing some retro stuff, some shooters, some things like that. Nothing really big. I didn't play many games. I've been playing a lot of board games lately with the kids because they're kind of into that. Did I play the DS original? Yes, I played Trace Memory, but I never played the Wii sequel, and this has both of the games on it. Because the Wii sequel to the game only came out in Europe, in English and Japan.
Okay.
So like it never got a US release, and I didn't feel like importing a third Wii to play it. But I enjoyed Trace Memory when I played it. Yeah, it was good. I have the cartridge up there somewhere. But anyway, how about you? What are you playing?
Oh boy, can I cheat and do a twofer? I got a pile of shame and I got a future retro. So,
all right, lay it on me.
I don't know if I've mentioned it on the show, but I was finally able to fix my 3DS after years of not being able to get it working.
I know you mentioned it to me, but I don't think you mentioned it on the show.
Yeah. So Samus Returns in particular has been in my pile of shame for a long time. There was a period, especially after I played Metroid Dread, where it's like, I'm just going to find a way to do it. And I got my 3DS into this weird homeostasis for a while where it's like I could play it for 30 minutes at a time, get it charged reliably for a little bit, and then like do it the next day for another 30 minutes. And that worked for a while, and then I just couldn't get it charged up again.
Yeah.
The general problem is that the light doesn't stay solid, and once I do get it charged up, it drains real fast.
Yeah.
And then it can take days or even a week or more to get up to a playable level again. So after a week of that, I got real tired of it, and I just dropped it. Well, around Christmas time, especially when money was tight and I was buying gifts for everybody, I went to one of the gaming generations around Wisconsin. And they had not just a 3DS, but a red 3DS like mine, 3DS XL, and it was for the reasonable price of $169.99. And not only did I have a coupon for $30 off that I could have used, it's like, is my 3DS actually knackered, or is it just my charger?
Yeah.
And I had never spent the time to be like, can I find a charger? Will that be enough to make it work? And this finally kicked my butt into gear because I was with like this close to impulse buy territory with this purchase.
Sure.
So like those who know, like a year or two ago, I bought like a scam 3DS through eBay, which they were able to refund, fortunately. But it's just like $50. I'll give it a shot. $50 if I lose it, that's fine. So $10 doesn't seem so bad with respect to that. So I got a third-party off-brand charger, plugged into the 3DS, and it was a nice tight fit. Plugged it into the power, and the charge light was solid. So I'm like, okay. I couldn't wait till the next day. I came like an hour or two later back to it. It was able to turn on, and I was like, okay, so I'm going to leave it on and charging as a test because this would not work with my old charger. The next day, it was full. The light was off, and I was able to play Samus Returns.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad at myself for not trying this earlier. Like, people thought like the micro switches like in the 3DS itself were broken or something. Like the 3DS itself was broken, but it wasn't. It was just my stupid charger, and it was the way that I had charged it, I think, in my case for all those years. It was like at a bent angle.
So do you have an extra battery now?
I have 2 extra batteries.
that work.
Yeah, they all work, and that's the thing that tipped me off. That it's either the 3DS itself, like the physical port, or it's the charger, more than likely. So I have all these games that I can play now. Like I never made it through.
Right at the time the
Phantom
eShop
Hourglass.
ended.
That's the problem, right? Like I had it reliably charging up
Yeah.
until that point, and then like when I tried to like open it up and turn it on to download the eShop stuff, it died. I
Yeah.
didn't have the juice to do it. It was so frustrating. So I was finally got the kick in the butt I needed. I've been playing Samus Returns. It's a great
Nice.
game. I can see why that team got the Metroid Dread job, because they did such a good job at this. And it's only loosely Metroid 2, right? Like it's a better game than Metroid 2 ever was. But that parlays me into my future retro. Because since our last Famicom Dojo video game podcast, and
Yes.
we got the question in Denshi
Which
mail.
is what this is.
This is absolutely what this is, and not another podcast at all. Ever since then,
Yeah.
I mentioned that I thought that Zelda 2 needs a remake out of like anything else I can think of. I swear, later that week, YouTube recommends to me this Zelda 2 remake.
Oh.
And I'm like, it's unofficial, you know, it's done by a fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not really huge on homebrew. Typically.
Yeah, I know.
But I watched a couple of videos from this guy, Von Fahrenheit, who was doing like a daily pre-recorded release of this upgraded version. So this guy Hoverbat had taken the game code from Zelda 2, imported it into this Game Maker Studio application, and then enhanced it from there. So like he made it widescreen, he did some quality of life updates, and he like expanded the game, all while like at the base of it, like being like, Zelda 2 is a good game, it doesn't need fixing. We're gonna keep the mechanics, we're gonna keep the main game, but we're just gonna like add things onto it to enhance its strengths. And I think that's why this worked where other potential remakes have failed in the past, because there's nothing actually wrong with Zelda 2 that like another pass couldn't have fixed. So I downloaded it myself, and I'm like, well, I gotta stream this. So it's been the most popular, successful thing we've done on the Famicom Dojo live channel.
Yep.
To date. So thank you to all of you who've been watching it, and commenting and sharing and everything, because it's been an awesome, fun experience. And I really hope Nintendo is listening right now and doesn't shut it down and instead thinks we should make a Zelda 2 remake.
Well, if they ever do decide to that, they're going to definitely shut it down. But
We'll shut it down first. Then they'll make the Zelda 2 remake.
Yeah.
I think that's worth it.
I was surprised by how nice it looked. Like, not the fact that they could have just done a remake, but they really tried to get it like, what if in 1987 there were widescreen TVs? You know, it's very, it's
right.
Rather
like, there's
than
no chance this game could have come out then. Like it would have been too big for the disc.
Yeah.
Then you guys can't do half the things that the Game Maker Studio can do. But like it just shows that like a modern day remake is possible, and I think at this point necessary for this really awesome game that I've loved since it came out in 1988. So.
Oh no, that's good. That's good.
I'll probably do a full-on video about this, like a full-on future retro video, at some point.
Yeah.
But there's a full stream of the whole game in 8 parts on the Famicom Dojo live channel, which is the channel you're totally watching / listening to on right now.
Yeah, I mean,
you just hit the subscribe button. Just hit it now. Just don't look. Just hit it.
Speaking of things, I just bought The Last of Us Remastered.
Oh.
It will be here in a few days.
Fantastic. Hopefully you got a good price for it, because apparently for PS5 owners it's like a $10. It's just $10 to upgrade.
I bought it used. I bought it used for $10.
Okay, well there you go. Awesome.
So this, you guys better not be leading. You guys better not be steering me wrong here.
I gave you my thoughts. Like, you don't need to play this game. If you don't like it, please just stop and don't think that you shouldn't watch the show.
Yeah. No. I mean, I know this is all an elaborate setup. None of you guys even like the game or the show. You've just this is years in the making setup. Yeah.
Yep, just to make Vink look silly.
Yeah.
Make Vink play a shooter.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I know Satoshi actually contacted Naughty Dog, and he's like, "There's this guy named Vink."
Yeah.
Shooter.
Yeah, we talked to Craig Mars, and it's like, you need to make this show just so we can punk our friend.
Let's trick him. The plot has to be really good, okay? But then just when he's not expecting it, lots of shooter stuff.
Oh my god!
All right.
If you've been on the Discord lately, or even if you hadn't, if you've been on Patreon or wherever else,
Sure.
you know, we keep talking about video stuff that we're going to try and do. I've been collecting N64, Nintendo Switch Online controllers. Some of those are still coming in the mail, but like, you know, thanks to the community, I didn't just stop. I'll pull it up right now. Yep. So I got this Brawler 64 gold wireless controller on a lark, basically. I got an email from them because I bought a wired version for my actual N64 years ago, and I'm like, well, I like gold, so I just bought it. Well, and also because like the actual N64 controller for NSO has been like out of stock forever. So I'm like, if I'm going to use this expansion pack that I've had since last April, I might as well do it the right way. Yeah. And that led to a whole flood of stuff from the community who are like, hey, did you know that there's like an upgrade kit you can buy for actual N64 controllers? Oh, did you know that there is a way you can play Bluetooth devices on your N64? Oh, did you know that the N64 controller is back in stock? So I'm making a whole like smorgasbord video about this at some point, but also like some ancillary stuff about this journey because it's really interesting to me. Really interesting. So we'll see how it goes.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna have some time coming up pretty soon.
All right.
So hey, Sean.
Yeah.
You want to film a video together sometime?
Sure.
How about April?
I mean, How about April? 2026. Oh, April, you say? Of
How about
2026.
How about April? Well, you know what? Why don't I come see you in April?
Okay.
How about that? Let's
come see me in April.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
I'll come to America in April and we'll film something. Okay. Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right. That sounds awesome.
Okay, that's what we're doing then. That's what we're doing. All right.
Oh,
more on that later.
Make a steak bet now.
Steak bet. Okay. Will Vic finish The Last of Us?
There we go. What will you finish first?
Would I bet against myself?
Would you finish the show first or finish the game first? I'm gonna bet on the show if I had to.
Ooh.
I'm betting.
Yeah. Sub de Amigo video remake incoming. Yes. You let me know. You let me know what clothes I need to bring for it this time because I was underprepared last time. So.
Oh snap! Well, yeah, anything Hawaiian. I think I have the hats here. Yeah, here we go.
All right.
It's right. It's right. Important. It's right here. We're good. No, we're good. We got this.
Vink finished Gunslinger Girl tutorial.
Ready.
He can do anything. Gunslinger Girl tutorial is like on the top 5 accomplishments of my life. Like it's like getting married. Oh no, that eliminates one of the kids. No, I'm still going with top 5.
Which one, Vink?
Oh,
which one?
I'll tell you, someone needs to make a supercut of that video of me of like the extremes of like me like breaking down and crying and like the depression and then finally like getting through it. Like there's a whole cycle of life. There was a lot of drama going on in that video. Oh my! I
should just watch it because I've been doing highlight videos on the live channel that you're totally watching right now, and yeah. All right.
Oh man, yeah.
Probably after the Chicken Link video.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for the Chicken Link video.
Satoshi might be on it. He's done some amazing recap
Okay.
videos before. If you've ever seen, which ones did he recap before? Oh, we should post a link up in the show notes of the Famicom Dojo episode that we are currently filming. All right. I love the hat, man. I love the hat.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch. They're all right here.
That is a very, very good hat. So anyway, 2024 is going to have some really cool new content. A lot of changes in my life coming up as well. So I think this is going to be a good year for the dojo. I think this is going. Oh yeah. He edited. So Satoshi edited together my improvised songs to the 18 plus racing game that I was playing. Check it out in the show notes if it's there. I don't know if it's there.
I said give me that link, but since we're totally on the Famicom Dojo live channel that I have control over, and not another channel that you should post the link to.
All right. Anyway, that's great. That's great. Anything you want to add, or anyone you want to thank?
Man, I
want to thank all of you.
Absolutely, all of you. We stick in the audio version. We thank our Patreon supporters. But
yes.
Now if you for some reason aren't a member right now, I have turned on free 7-day trials for our extra credit level, and that will give you access to our entire backlog of draft videos of some of the stuff that we've released.
Yep.
Draft videos of things we haven't released yet, including our SP edition videos.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm going to really try in the next week or so to get something new up there. So if you were to sign up for free now, that might still fall within your free sign-up window to convince you to keep paying $2 a month. $2! That's
$2.
Next to nothing. $1 is nothing. $2 a month is next to nothing. You could totally do it.
Oh my goodness.
Totally do it.
Oh my goodness. And just think, by supporting us for a full year, you've paid for my copy of The Last of Us with shipping.
Right. It'll be worth it. And then we'll see who wins that stake bet.
We'll see who wins that stake bet. Oh my goodness. Yes, probably. I mean, we usually just call it a draw anyway and just buy steak. So right. But anyway. I mean, legit.
Apparently, Mark wants his $2 back.
$2.
I'm so sorry, Mark.
I got $2 here. Should I go throw it out on the street? Oh, I can give it to you. Okay.
I still go to the bank every once in a while and actually get $2 bills to give to people.
Nice.
Well, I know I'm going to give out cash.
You've become that guy.
I am that guy. I'm 100% that guy.
There was the guy in my scout troop who's like, just his entire wallet was filled with $2 bills. He's like, "Have you ever seen one of these?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, "It's a $2 bill."
Okay. Anytime I go, I clean them out.
It's real. All right. This is
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Vink, I guess until next time, then the dojo is.
The dojo truly is The Last of Us.
All right. We gotta do the right ending now. Hold on. I got it right here. Here it goes.
Okay.
Here we go. Should we do both of them? We'll do both of them.
Do both of them.
We'll do this one first.
Famicom Dojo.
And the best part was I had that one queued up for the actual episode. I didn't have 2022. All right. The real ending for this podcast.
Yes. Sorry.
Thank you for making it to the end of another episode of Two Boobs Watch the Tube. If you would like to support these boobs, please subscribe, like us on iTunes, and tell a friend. If you want to give us a big push up, donate to the Famicom Dojo Patreon, found in the show notes. There you can also find info about sponsoring an episode, and also info about the other great shows, and one bad one, on the Nerd and Tie Network. Until next time, keep it classy.
I mean, yeah, that was I didn't see that one coming, but I kind of hate that the offside was way more engaging than our topic. But
That's fine.